Welcome back, my friendly friends, to more Trails Through Daybreak. Pharaoh Fiasco here, and last episode we got done with our first round of 4 SPGs at Basel. Maybe now would be a good time to call Katra and ask about our certification cards. Contacting Katra will cause the main story to advance. Yes. I did go ahead and check everywhere, I think. Unless there was like a special...
Yes, this is Elysian speaking. Ah, it's you, Agnes.
Hey, you sound so happy. But unless there was something hiding for us in Oj Canyon, I got everything. And now that I'm saying that, I worried there really was something hiding there. Oh well. Oh, good! I was worried I wouldn't be able to get through. It sounds like there's a little bit of interference with the connection, though. He must be somewhere where there's like a lot of orbital stuff going on.
Right, I apologize for that. I happen to be in the middle of something at the moment. Could you wait for me at a place called Jiskar Workshop? It's in the artisanal district. I'll be there short.
Ooh, now that's... Hello?
That's not good. Sir.
Uh-oh. Hello? Hello? What just happened? Looks like we're not going to be waiting for him at Jiskard. It sounded like something collapsed, and I could have sworn I heard a faint roar after that. Sounds like trouble to me. We were just at Jiskard's workshop a short while ago. Let's get on back there and see what the deal is. Alright, so he's also going to have an early join, I guess. Sorry guys, we're back. Who are you? Oh, you're the group from earlier. I thought we told you that this was a restricted area. Sorry, but Katra hasn't been past here, has he? Completely ignored the question. Wait, what? How do you know about...
I'll handle this.
Right, time for some special treatment. Chief Engineer Jiskard. Oh!
I'm the supervisor of this here workshop. Jiskar. I had a feeling when I saw you kids here earlier, but are you the ones Katra's been showing around town?
He told you about us? That's right. We're from Arkwright Solutions over in the capital. I'll get right to the point. We have reason to believe he's in danger. We think he might be in a mine or something like one. If that rings any bells, can you take us there? A mine? I thought he was in his workshop. What? Katra's in danger?
Come with me. I'll hear your story while we're on the move.
Okay.
You two, contact the guild just in case. Get on it.
A mine, though? What? I thought it was like something he was building. Whoa, we're booking it. So there's a mine shaft. Yeah, it's used to extract a minor metal called linium. The signal's not great down there, which explains all the noise on your call. Okay, so we've been up here. So this is where Katra likely is? Most likely, I'd wager. He goes to check all the lights and such are working every so often. He just went in earlier to do it again, which was bracer work, but I guess things are safe enough that he can do it by himself, and I'm sure he knows how to defend himself. It ain't all that big of a shaft though, and there aren't usually any monsters down here. Alright. Oh, spooky. I'm detecting multiple monsters farther inside. How? Who knows? Just where did they all come from? And the timing couldn't have been worse. Arkwright, was it? And the rest of you too. You all strike me as a tough bunch. We strike you correct. I promise to reward you handsomely, so save him, please. I'll contact the guild and someone who can help in the meantime, though, so don't go crazy. Alright, we got this. Lucky for us, we've got him on our side, huh? Alright, folks, let's get moving. Right, we have to save Katra. Indeed, I heard the faint sound of gunfire moments ago. Whoa, what is going on in here? What, is he packing or something? Kinda dangerous for a kid like him, right? Well, that's funny to say with Fairy around, but I guess Fairy was raised a little differently. Either way, let's hurry! Explore the mine road. So it should be a simple enough jaunt on to the back. At which point, you know, wormy worms. Nobody's worried about these things. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe we should be a little worried about the wormy.
These things know how to put up a good fight.
They'll definitely put you through your paces if you take them one-on-one.
Hearts work best on this enemy.
So, and that's been kind of a recurring gimmick with worm type enemies.
See me some nobodies.
If you kill or if you attack them, well, actually no, the taking them on one-on-one is kind of the opposite of what we're normally used to with worm enemies.
That looks like a nice chest.
Back in SC at least, they had a gimmick where it's like when you attack them, they had two different attacks, a regular one and a really, really difficult to survive one. And if you didn't attack them, they would use their regular move. But if you did hit them, then they use their really, really difficult to survive attack. And Action 3. Hold the phone. We'll drop our Action 1 for that. Yes. And is anyone lacking, at the very least, in Action 1? No, but he's only got an Action 2.
Activating maintenance mode.
So we'll drop this for that.
Skills changed.
But yes, they had a thing where it was like and they don't tell you anything because this was back during this was SC where you first encounter these types of sandworm enemies. But you attack them, they give you a whole lot of friggin' trouble, and then they teach you eventually not to mess with them all at once, to not drop aerials on them just because.
That sounded like live combat.
We must hurry.
Okay, so we'll use the device.
That
Save really quickly. Uh-oh, whoops. Didn't actually save. And then we'll be able to get in there and get to rescuing. All right, Mr. Silesian. Found him. Contra! What's that silver thing? Whoa. Whatever it is, it's crazy.
Detecting small-scale seismic shift.
That thing from before?
Whoa. Are you all right?
Yes. You're all here.
Yeah, all of us. Damn. What'd you just do to neutralize the tremors? He paired the stun caliber and hollow style together most magnificently. The timing just happened to work out. It ain't gonna be happening again. Alright, so he had a super cool super move, but only once? Interesting. A subspecies of the Abyss Worm! Watch out for their chain counterattacks! Use solo skills or arts to take him down. Are you good to go? Yeah, you don't get any tutorial,
Yes. I can still fight.
Okay, so he is an early join. But yes, you don't get any tutorial like that at all back in SC. You just have to figure it out after dying over and over again.
Theo, be sure to work with them.
Theo?
Understood. Initiating interception protocol.
Activating charge.
So yes, one-on-one. All right, and so what's he got? Optical
Now's
cannon,
your chance to boost.
freeze, satellite cure. Whoa, so he's a support type
Time to
too.
go all out.
Good stuff. Thanatos jail. We're not supposed to attack them all at once. What kind of support? La Forte. That's the kind of support we want. Dang. Should have had him crest.
going all in.
Not weak to anything she's rocking.
Initializing drive.
Shrill scream. What's that gonna inflict? Blind? Okay, we can deal with blind. Whoa!
Initializing
I was about to say, is there
drive.
another one behind it? But there is not. I'm not sure how afraid of these things we can't use his S-craft yet. But yes, I'm not sure how afraid of these things we strictly need to be. Oh. Let's have Van go in.
Here goes.
Full boost.
Uh-oh,
All
well.
out. Give them your
Not much we can do about it now.
limiter unlocked. Ha!
Did we? Okay, we got the one.
Give them your boost gauge limiter unlocked.
Call allies. Interesting. Hmm. And Fairy. What kind of food do we have? A damage up.
Pull out all the
Seems
stops.
like that'd be perfect for... I probably shouldn't be prioritizing Catra like this because Fairy's going to be able to actually use her S-craft to assist.
I'll take care of them.
Alright.
Initiating drive.
Thanks.
A little bit of healing never hurt. Now when we start in on these guys, or actually,
Make it count.
let's go down this way. There we go.
Hit him fast, Fairy.
Round them up and scatter.
Activating skill.
Alright.
Boost gauge limit
And then
broken.
one more of these.
Activating skill.
Should have him feeling that pain.
Boost gauge limit broken.
Critical. Ooh, okay. No target, yeah. It's not
Their
next.
weakness with an arc. Good luck.
Let's re-up on our
Activating
speed.
drive.
And she can white heal.
Grip them light.
That critical. There we go.
Try to keep up.
And we'll do Flare Squall. Soul Sucker Tentacle. Oh no, it can heal itself. Can't heal itself. Earthquaker, there it is. The signature skill of these friggin' things. Do any of these?
I need to rest somewhere
KO?
ASAP.
No. So you have a singular celestial balm.
I need to heal
Actually,
up
we don't
soon.
even need to do that.
Boost gauge limit increased.
Okay, and let's have. Well,
You're open.
Here's our chance.
Energy output at full throttle.
and then another one of these. When it hits us, it's gonna hurt.
Dispatching shield.
Neat. The Guardian on yes, obviously. Lightning Strike, and that was its less damaging attack.
Bring it on.
So these things are basically not even basically, but imagine instead of one of these things, you had to fight, I think it was 6? But the fight took a lot longer because you had to do it one at a time or you would get clobbered.
Here's our chance.
Let's have,
Energy
This'll do the
output
trick.
at full throttle.
can we get,
Some arts work better.
Going all in.
This'll do the trick.
looks like we can't, oh, unless,
This'll do the
yes,
trick.
we can set it up with a side
Lock me
bonus.
on. Fire!
Nice.
You're next.
Activating skill.
There.
And then he
All you on
should be able, well, whatever.
Activating skill.
Sucker.
Van is almost where we need him to be at. 15. Yeah, 15 will put him over.
Going all in.
There.
And that's exactly what we need. One of these.
Boost
That's it.
limiter unlocked.
Oh, or not. Uh-oh.
I won't lose.
One La
Boost level
Forte.
maximum strength.
Activating drive.
The next time this thing attacks, it's going to be a little difficult for us to survive. Another tectonic fracture that will inflict a whole bunch of delay on us.
Initializing drive.
God dang,
Like
dude.
how you are.
It's a good thing we threw up that lock crest, because otherwise that would have hurt a lot more than it needed to.
Energy output at full throttle.
Yes.
I'll take care of them. Pull out all the stops.
Can we
I'll
get...
take care of them.
We can get everybody. Dude stole our CP up, but you know what? Whatever. Rapid eruption.
Pull out all the
Round them
stops.
up and scatter them.
Everybody?
Energy output at maximum.
Keep your guard up.
Okay, I think we can.
I'll round them up and scatter them.
Alright, whatever. Oh, can't move. It didn't matter.
Full boost. Go all
Let's
out.
eat. CP
Make
plus
it count.
20. Viper Bite. Ooh.
Time to go all out.
Can we not? What the heck?
Keep it up. It's working.
Eventually, Van will be able to select. Okay, there we go.
There.
Because what the heck was that?
Got a whole slew of them.
We do. It's over for you guys. And it should still require us to take out, yeah, the small fry. But this is going to be a lot less hectic now. An Etoile Ray
Protect us.
to kill everybody.
Control ray.
Oh, one last one, but this burn is going to be it.
Here's our chance.
Or not.
Activating skill.
Sucker.
Alright, well, still. Legendary Champion.
That's how it goes.
Heavenly Halter.
Did it. I powered
And
up.
Plakel leveled up as well. Found Scent. And Scents should attract monsters to you, so don't think we'll be seeing a whole lot of that. Was that all of them? I believe that to be the case, yes. Are you hurt at all, Katra? I'm fine. I didn't realize you would all come. Sorry for causing you so much trouble. Ha! Trouble is right. At least you weren't dumb enough to come here unarmed. An orbital pulse gun, huh? And you know your way around combat from what I saw. So, he's the second coming of Machia's male gunner. Yeah, Machia's... Well, actually... I guess he'd be the third coming of Dudley in that case. Same with this floating thing, too. Or... Nah, we'll not count... Olivier, he feels a little different. Floating... Whoa, it can talk? What kind of AI is this? No introduction, though. Wow. It's adorable. You think? This little guy is named Theo. Much as I'd love to hear more, you mind if we shift to talking about what happened? I'd heard there aren't supposed to be monsters in here. You were checking the lights, right? Well... So that one's a little faulty. That's weird. Was it sabotaged? Were they damaged? No, they were just swapped out the other day. Plus, it's not just that one that's gone bad. It's happening to all of them along the tunnel. Huh? Oh, I guess I just didn't notice. You're right. These are self-sufficient lights, so they aren't on the orbital distribution network. Exactly. Which means this kind of behavior should be impossible. So why? Get back here! Is it gonna be a cave-in? Oh, the sandworm! Ugh! Uh-oh. There's more of them? This isn't good. Everyone, prepare for combat! It'd be interesting if we had to do this fight without Van or Katra. Van! And here's the other thing he was talking to. Okay. We saw this at the beginning of the thing.
Zeros!
Zeros.
Now, Albus!
All right.
Does anyone here need medical attention?
Bracer backup, just when you need him. Did you come all the way from the capital? Huh. Nice heroic entrance there, junior, senior Bracer.
Well, you seem fine.
Thanks for rushing over here, Zeros.
Oh, this one can't talk? What? I think it talked before, though. Whoa! A black wolf? It's starting to feel like just about anything could pop up around here. Aaron, it started feeling like that about 10 games ago. I see. So that's what is being tested here.
Are all of you okay?
Supervisor.
Whew. Guess that wraps up this little adventure then.
I'm okay now. You can let go.
He doesn't want to look uncool in front of Agnes. So, Theo and Zeros. You should have just waited for us to arrive instead of going ahead on your own. And then they would have wiped out Contra. Though, I suppose I can commend you for rescuing him at least. You did a bang-up job down there yourself. You got no chill every time we bump into you, but you pulled your weight back in Cray too. I'm this close to being promoted to B rank, so I would hope I could handle this much. As for your snide little comment, you can mind your own damn business. I'm perfectly chill, thank you. You're just proving his point, you know. As for you, Katra, why didn't you call us to let us know something was off? He had it up until he got attacked. Everything worked out all right in the end this time, but that could have easily ended worse than it did. I'm really sorry for worrying you. I thought I could handle it without any help since I had Theo with me. Cheese and crackers. Well, as long as you're alright, that's all that matters. It's real worrying that the monsters that big are showing up down there, though. That shouldn't be happening. Of course, Orban lights work to keep monsters away. Makes me wonder if them acting up is the cause. Is it? I don't know. Seems like it could run a little deeper than that. Is something going on in your mind, Katra? Well, we saw them doing just that earlier, right? That's not the first time either. It's been happening every so often lately. They've gone out even when there was nothing wrong with the lights themselves. Or they've done things they shouldn't be able to technically do. So yeah, they're being interfered with. There have been times when they've been malfunctioning one minute, then totally fine the next. So you went down there because it was bothering you? That's more or less in line with what we've been hearing back at the guild. I don't think we can rule out a connection with what we're here to investigate either. Yeah, wish you'd told us that back when we were at Vern's HQ. I'm sorry. I couldn't really mention it in front of the CEO. I'm sure he would have wanted to suppress it or gotten mad or something. Thanks for this. This is all great to know, so the guild will keep it in mind too. If anything else happens, could you let us know right away? Can do. Thanks for coming all the way over here. I know you're here due to business with the Vern Company, but you should avoid any suspicious moves while you're at it. Got it, my lord. We'll be sure to follow your lead and be on our best behavior. You can start with axing the snark. Here we go again. Well, see you later, everyone. Did you have to pick a fight with them when they just helped us out? That's fine. We're better off keeping the guild at arm's length while we're here. Makes it easier for us to move about freely, I suppose. Well, let me just say again that I really do appreciate you coming to my rescue. But was there something you needed me for when you called me earlier? Oh, yeah. Almost forgot. There was something we wanted to discuss with you, actually. Somebody who's not really a team player over at the Institute. So you want to go inside the Institute of Science, do you? You're right that only Agnes has the authority to do that. And I wish I could help all of you guys through with her, but I can't upgrade your card. You'd need to speak to this guy right here. Let me see your card. Oh, I thought he was going to say the CEO. Giscard has that kind of? Well, I guess it makes sense. He is the chief engineer. Wait, is there a Wait, what? What kind of cards are these? Well, I guess it's not any crazier than the Orbital Tech, but I didn't realize these cards had a digital display. Received C rank ID certification. Oh, the writing on it changed. You're C rank just like me now, which means you can go inside the Institute. We really owe you one. Are you sure it's okay to do stuff like this without running it by the CEO first, though? Basel's run by 3 groups: the Verne Company, the Institute of Science, and the Artisans Guild, so he's got just as much authority as the CEO then. I'm the head of the 3rd one, so I don't need anyone's approval but my own for stuff like this. Besides, you saved the professor's favorite youngin'. I wouldn't be fit to call myself an artisan of Basel if I didn't find some way to thank you. Supervisor. Can't argue with that. Thanks a lot. Just out of curiosity, is C as far as you can upgrade our card? Van. You got guts on you, kid. You call yourself a Spriggan, right? Van's like, you can bump us up a little more, can't you? Can't say I'd peg you as the squeaky clean type, but I've got a feeling you can do some good work where the guild can't. I can bump your card's rank up to B if I feel like you've earned it, so keep up the good work. So can he not? I guess everybody needs to agree in order for us to get an A rank certification, but any one head can upgrade somebody to B at max if they feel like it, without any authorization from anybody else. I thought he'd be more of a stubborn old mule, but he's more lax than I gave him credit for. Aw, I think it's more he just trusts us a little. Well, his trust in you makes me feel better about helping you too. That card's all you need to get into the Institute, but how about I show you the way there? Yeah, how about you join up? Think of it as my way of saying thank you for saving me. Is he gonna be in the team? I do want to take a look. Are you leaving, Katra? I am, but you're coming with. Thanks for the help earlier, Zeros. Could you take care of things here while I'm gone? So I assume Zeros, it'll probably be another Zeit situation where where Zeros will only show up the same time Theo does when we use a specific craft. So their names are Theo and Zeros? They're amazing. Yeah, they're like loyal animal friends straight out of a fairy tale. The black one looks rad in my opinion. I'm glad you can appreciate their brilliance. They are autonomous orbital drones based on hollow AIs, if I recall. I've heard about the technology involved to create them. I didn't expect to see both a floating support type and a ground-based offensive type while in the field, however. You're very well informed. Yeah, Katra's like, it's a little sus. My apologies for not introducing myself sooner. I am Rosette Twinings, and I'm a concierge for Marduk Total Security Company. I'm currently supporting Arkwright Solutions in their endeavors. Well, that explains how you know so much. But hold on, didn't you say this request was from L-Sign? Yeah. I thought Marduk's sponsors were covertly at odds with the Principality. So how did you end up establishing such a bizarre group like this? You know what? It was against Van's will, actually. I ask myself the same thing every day. Right, it is Agnes, very first one to invite herself along. Might as well resign yourself to your fate. It was clearly Arusha's guidance that brought us together. That and Mr. Arkwright's personal magnetism. How am I getting bundled with the goddess here? I guess I'll just have to let it go for now. Anyway, the Aerotram boarding platform is this way. You'll be able to use it now that your card's been upgraded. And he's... Yup. Like it was always meant to be. And we'll do... Because he can support us just fine. So... And let's take a look at that orb, man. Range.
Switching to maintenance mode.
Whoa, look at all these friggin'
That's a single element
gaps.
slot.
So his orbit is very reminiscent of Olivier's then, because I believe Olivier's had a lot of Earth locked. Did he have Earth? I don't know why I feel like he had Earth lock slots. I know he had one higher element, which I think was space, but I also feel like there was Earth in there too.
Updated. That's a single element slot.
Solarverse. Time to cast space arts, but I don't cast a whole lot of space arts.
Skill set updated.
Diamond ring. A mind? That'll be nice. MP, don't need that. Sprite. Increases healing item range by
Skill set
10.
updated.
I'm definitely going to forget that I've given him that. Assault. Increases preemptive shard attack damage by 20%. That might be something that works best on Scent. Draws hate during command battles, 90%. Alright. Right now, we'll leave that as is. Is there a shop? What can we buy here? Buy rare
No need to be
items,
shy now.
power
See you again.
droplet.
No
I
need to
don't
be
think so
shy
with
now.
that. Let's get. We want some more actions for him. Yes. An action 2 and a cast 2. And we'll throw that on his
Switching to
orbit.
maintenance
He
mode.
already has a cast 2. I am an idiot. All right. Well, at the very
Skill
least, we
set
can give him
updated.
that. And does someone have a cast one who doesn't specifically... You
Activating
can drop
maintenance mode.
Aaron's cast one for... Let's give him
Skills
assault.
changed. Switching to maintenance mode.
And now with that... There we go.
See you again.
So now he'll be blasting out the arts attacks. Ooh, what is that? So a new 4 SPG has made
Hey,
it.
Catra, mind lending me a hand sometime today?
Sure, I'll drop by again later.
Aw. He's so helpful. Where's Okay, so I definitely missed the turn up, but this place, it's built so vertically. What? Okay, hold on. Here we go. There's our way up.
Hey, Contra. Dropped off your groceries at the house.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so he's got a really close relationship with the people here. So, they need a little help? That wasn't fair! You cheated! You didn't outdrive me at all! They must have, like, RC cars, or I guess OC cars, orbital control. Hey, a win's a win! You're such a sore loser! You always win against me! I deserve to win too! Easy, easy. I'm sorry for butting in like that. Maybe next time we can give Milia a little boost to balance it out, okay? But that wouldn't be fair either! I just want to beat him fair and square, okay? Hey, don't take it out on him for helping! Why can't you just suck it up? Ugh, this is just great. Huh. Didn't expect to find one of Elaine's coworkers in an argument with some kids. He looks like he could use a hand, too. So, what seems to be the issue? Hey, fancy running into you here. What happened to the hot shit bracer I bumped into earlier? Can't break up an argument between a couple kids? You? Goddess of all the people. If you just want to laugh at me, you can do that later. I'm on official business, so get lost. No, not at all. I apologize if we're interrupting you. It's just that you looked like you were in need of help. So, what are you two arguing about? We heard a bit of the conversation, but could you fill us in? We race each other with RC cars a lot. They are just RC cars. Oh, okay, well. But Millie is way too good a racer, so she usually wins. She really whooped me today, so I was down in the dumps. But then this really cool bracer came over and offered to help. Well, aren't you a model bracer, huh? The kids love you. I headed back to the guild after I ran into you guys, but then I came across these two after I started my rounds. The boy's car is a Lino land carrier, just like the one we use at the guild. I can't deny it got me a little curious. One thing led to another, and I kinda lent him a hand. Didn't know they made RC versions of those. I dig it. Even the little tykes can wheel these around. Yeah! I'd have gone crazy for those as a little kid. Wait. Hold on a second. Is that a Nightbreaker? Is that the pickup truck? What kind of pickup truck gets a name as cool as Nightbreaker? Oh, now you mention it, yeah. It looks exactly like your car, just a different color. That's it? So it's an Ingrid if it's blue and a Nightbreaker if it's black? They make radio-controlled versions of those too? Yep, they do. I'm a big fan of this model. Hey, you know what's up. When it comes to power, you can't beat an Ingrid. Oh yeah, totally agree with you. What am I watching? So yeah, today was just different. I followed the advice the bracer gave me and I won! I actually won! I beat her for the first time in forever! But Milia's being a real sore loser about it. I mean, it's kind of cheating though, isn't it? I beat her fair and square. Did you though? Did you really? You didn't beat me fair and square. You had a coach. I've always beaten you all by myself. But now I'm supposed to accept I lost because you got an adult to help you? How is that fair? She's completely right. What is he talking about? Oh, come on. It sucks losing all the time. Just let me have this. I beat you. Beat me by yourself first. If you're happy to cheat, then go race in the Cheaters Club. You can win all you want there. Hey, you want to say that again? Look, I'm sorry. I realize in retrospect that I shouldn't have gotten involved. So, yeah. This is how it's been for the last minute or so. Yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Why? Is it a conundrum? Can't they just re-race with nobody else's interference? I got an idea, actually. What if we both get coaching? How do you feel about pairing up with me, young lady? Alvis takes the boy and we've got a perfectly fair 2-on-2 rematch. Ooh, that sounds like a great idea! Yeah, that works for me. With an adult on my side too, it'll actually be fair. Excellent idea, Mr. Arkwright. This should help them race each other more fairly. Okay, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Guess a broken clock's right twice a day. I see right through you, though. You don't just do things out of the kindness of your heart. You've got an ulterior motive, don't you? He's about to prove the Nightbreaker is better than the Lino. No. My intentions are as crystal clear as that pickup's paint job. I just don't like seeing my favorite truck lose a rigged race. That's all there is to it, man. Justice. You know, that tells a fine line between genuine swagger and just idiocy. Yeah, he does that. Well, that works for me. I guess if I sorta squint, I can see your point. So, how do you two feel about it? Does that sound good? Yeah, sounds like a request to me. Sign me up. I want to show him who's boss. It'll be me and him versus the two of you. Me too. Last time wasn't just a fluke. Watch. All right, we've got ourselves a match. I won't lose this time. Uh-huh. Prove it. That's a relief. The kids are calmed down now that we've figured out a resolution to all this. So I wonder, we're probably just gonna have to make the right choices or give her the right advice or something. But now I'm indebted to a Spriggan of all people. Ugh, don't let this go to your head, you hear? This doesn't even register on my balance sheet. Just don't hold back, you hear? I'm not going easy on you. This is about more than just you and me, or those kids. It's Lino versus Ingrid. And us Ingrid fans, we don't take a loss lying down. Yeesh, you're way more into this than I am. But hey, you got a point. This is a chance to settle our differences for good and all. So you know what? Bring it on. Wow, everyone's really pumped for this. Van can't help himself when it comes to cars, as we're all aware. It would be nice if this helped him get along better with Alvis too. Right, he can't have an enemy in the Bracer Guild and on the police force. We should start by finding a suitable race course. What did you use for your match earlier? It was right here, just a really straight and narrow sprint. I do think we should go somewhere else. We need a proper circuit for this. Yeah, something nice and open. I want that too, but I don't know where. Oge Canyon? Seems like a pretty good candidate. There aren't many open spaces where we won't be getting in anyone's way. I might have an idea, actually. Or maybe just Guard Workshop. I know a venue that might be willing to host us. I'm not 100% sure, but it's worth asking. Follow me, everyone. I'll see if I can get permission. Alright. Sure, I'm in. Great. To Newtown, then. That's where this venue is. Is it gonna be the automotive place? It is! Alright, I think I gotcha. So you want a venue for your RC race? Yes, the pavilion has hosted RC races in the past, if memory serves. Would you be willing to lend us an event space for a race of our own? Ah, now it's making sense. Well, how could I refuse a request from you, Katja? I'll talk to the administrator and see what I can do. Our schedule's pretty quiet right now, so they shouldn't have a problem with it. Let's make this the best race you've ever seen. Yay! Thank goodness! Now I really can't wait. Huh. Didn't think you had inroads with the pavilion. Nice job calling in those IOUs, Katra. They do come in handy. I should specify, though, this is more for me. The pavilion works closely with the Institute and the workshop, so we're well acquainted. Out of curiosity, what kinds of RC cars are you bringing? Wouldn't you like to know? She did, that's why she asked, so. I'll be using my Lino Land Carrier. And I've got an Ingrid Nightbreaker pickup. Oh, wow. Lino and Ingrid, seriously? So everybody's getting into this. What? Is that a problem? What's with the alarm? You know those makes, right? I'm a Lino employee who has loved this company for 20 years. I'm an Ingrid employee and a fanatic in my own right. Uh-oh, this is becoming a war. A literal race war. And Petra and I get a little spirited when we debate over the two. We'll have a drink and some snacks and just go to town. If this is a battle between Lino and Ingrid, then we have to treat this seriously. You bet. This is company pride we're talking. Oh, yeah. This race has big implications, way beyond just RC stuff. The fate of both companies is riding on this race. It's two bitter rivals going at it. And for these youngins, that can make or break their brand allegiances. It's serious stuff. He didn't have a problem cursing in front of them before. That sounds a bit extreme. I really don't think it's quite that important. You wouldn't understand, Agnes. Yeah, they've lost me. You wouldn't understand, Alvis. Oh, I have an idea. We have some aftermarket parts over in the storehouse. I'll let you two have a sneak peek. On me. Don't tell anybody, okay? They're gonna let them soup up their RC cars with real stuff? Oh, would you mind giving us some time to work out the track? We want to make sure it's perfect as can be. Sure. By all means. Yeah, thanks a lot. A few minutes later... Right. I'll go over the rules one more time just to be safe. Team Dick and Team Millia will compete in a 2-on-2 relay format. After 2 laps, the first racer will hand the controls to the second. They will complete 2 more laps for 4 total. The finish line will be right here at the start. Understood? So Dick and Millia will lead off their respective teams. Yeah, then Van and Alvis will compete against each other in the second leg. I'm getting really excited! Who's gonna win? We'd have to get pretty lucky in order to get this first try, I think. Unless it's extremely obvious what the correct answers are. Racers, on your mark. Get set, go! Right. Man, they're really fired up. You said it. I'm glad they're having fun. Wait, why am I being all buddy-buddy with you? We're not allies anymore. We're enemies. Sure. With that, the race was off to a thrilling start. Millia climbed out to an early lead with her Nightbreaker. But after negotiating the turns, Dick's land carrier began to catch up down the long straight. He had swapped out its stock motor for an aftermarket sport engine boasting much stronger acceleration. Jeez. The track favored straight line speed with its series of straightaways, allowing Dick to pull ahead of Millia after the first lap. Not to count Millia out, she closed the gap in the corners with her skillful driving. She had cut the deficit, but she still lagged behind Dick's souped-up machine as their leg of the race came to a close. I'm leading, Alvis! I did it! You sure did. Leave the rest to me, buddy. Dang it! You win this round, Dick! Go get him, Van! You got it. Gave me some nice momentum to work with. With the third lap underway, Van and Alvis tested their mettle. So we've got the information about the track, now we just have to put it to use correctly. I should have expected as much from a Lino employee's special customization. They really understand this thing's unique qualities. Same here. But neither side has a clear advantage. There's no ace in the hole. What the? Sorry to interrupt, they changed up the track for us? Both of these cars are designed to go off-road, so what's the point of keeping them on the road? Paved roads are hardly their natural habitats, so we decided to spice up the track a bit. This puts every facet of your cars to the test. Oh, that's rad. You guys know how to put on a race. Wow, that's so cool. Man, I wish I could have raced on this. I wonder how I'd have done. Okay, built up a little lead here. Gotta protect that. No mistakes. How do I want to go about this? That cardboard's a big old roadblock, but I'm already behind. What's the play here? Slowly drive around it. I can't risk a flip here. Yes, sir. Was that? Ha! You drive like my mom! You won't close the gap like that! Ooh, they put a bunch of pebbles down. Got the off-road bit coming up next. Huh, this is gonna be good. LC's chewed these roads for breakfast. I can't push my grip on this surface, but I can't afford to give up any ground either. Do I hold steady or do I punch it? So, holding steady was the wrong choice last time, so we'll stay the course this time. Gotta be patient here. Ugh, I just can't shake him! Last big curve coming up. The inside line is less distance, but he's gonna want it too. Aim for the apex. I'll take that inside line, thank you. Oh, no you don't. That corner's mine. He's good. Got the bottom covered up. In that case, I've got one last ace up my sleeve. Get a load of my twin turbo. What the? How'd you get that? Is that even allowed? Yo, this is sick. Wonder if I can get one of these from my truck. Don't you whine to me about the rules. Anything goes, right? Huh? I've never seen a part like that. Did he change it up when she wasn't looking? Wow, he's really proud of that. He was off chatting with Chamberlain about something earlier. I suppose that's what it was. You were sitting on that one for a while, huh? But how? I swapped the motor and everything! I win! Dang, we made too many wrong moves. All four of you really put on a show there. But in the end, only one team can be the winner. On with the results. Lino versus Ingrid. The winner of this white-hot relay RC race is the Lino team, led by Captain Dick. We did it! We actually beat her! Thank you so much, Elvis! You're an amazing driver! Hey, it wasn't all me, buddy. You did pretty good yourself. Whew. Well, I gave her my best shot. I had plenty of fun, though. Me too. I've never been that pumped up for a race before, and I learned a lot from how you drive. But I want to race you again, Dick, one-on-one. What's that? You want to lose again? Well, sure. Well, that was quite the show. I wasn't expecting to end up so invested. Yeah, but I think we've hogged the pavilion long enough with that. Let's bounce. Yeah, I should get back to my rounds. Okay, let's head back to the artisanal district and race there. Yeah, good idea. Well, I'm glad they've mended things. Yeah, the bad blood between them is obviously all settled. It's like that big fight from before never happened. That ballooned a bit, didn't it? But hey, all's well that ends well. I really owe you guys for that. That's our line. How can we say no to a race between two of the auto industry's biggest rivals? Orbital cars aren't just machines, they're the future. There's something that kids and adults both can appreciate. That race was exactly what the Motor Pavilion is all about, spreading the joys of motoring to all. Come on back sometime, will ya? Yeah, the Grand Prix may have ended, but Dick and Amelia still hungered for racing. Van and company saw them back to the artisanal district, and then made for the Institute.
That's a wrap.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Alright, earned 1 SP for only making one correct choice. Alright, you already know what we're about to do. This time, we're gonna floor it. No time to lose. Full throttle, baby! Alright. Oh, because we take the corners better. Oh yeah, how's that? Not bad. Last big curve coming up. The inside line is less distance, but he's gonna want it too. And then this time we'll ride the outside. You want the inside line? Fine, take it. What? You trying to get a run on the outside? Bit late for that. I've got the finish line right there waiting for me. Oh, okay, so it's different if we... You little... Okay, how do I view the... Yeah. I didn't realize. You're mine! Alright! So, if you get all three right... The Anger team led by Captain Milia. Wow, we really did it! They had us there, but you outdrove them in the second half! Way to go! It was nothing. Thanks for letting me tear up the course with your Nightbreaker. I hate to admit it, but you have me beat. Maybe I owe you some respect as a gearhead. Maybe. Man, you're a really good driver, Elvis. And I want to learn how you race like that. But I am not losing you again, Milia. Best 2 out of 3. You're on. Finally got my 2 SP out of that. Alright. Took a few attempts. But we did indeed get it. Alright, and just to make sure, I actually had to, because the autosave was, after we did the request, and my previous save was before we did the fight. So I had to refight the thing, but the only thing is that I killed it before it summoned its minions, so Van actually does not know Heavenly Halter this time. Which, that's all good. No big deal. So with that taken care of... Yeah, I'm not sure about this aero tram. I'd be worried the entire, like, I hate flying, but this would be flying, but a lot slower.
We're so high up.
This is kind of nice.
It's the kind of thing you'd only find here. Professor Hamilton designed this, right?
Oh, I'm impressed you knew.
That would make me feel better about it. It is very scenic. That can't be denied.
Is something wrong?
Not at all. It's just that while I've heard about everything here, seeing the whole world with your own eyes for the first time is without doubt an unparalleled experience.
Where is Rosette?
I know what you mean. I feel the same way after diving into the world of a good book for the first time.
Wait, but where is Rosette from exactly? Like, I get what she means, but the way she phrased that is October 23rd, 4:02 p.m. Very strange. But, okay, well. There's no way she just means that this is the first time Basel Institute of Science, that she's been to Basel. Like, okay, I guess we'll find out more about that. Because the splash screen for this section is actually her and not Katra. Here we are, the Basel Institute of Science, the place where much of the Republic's most cutting-edge research gets done. It's situated in such a beautiful location, too. The views of the canyon from here are just stunning. Yeah, this area is supposed to be popular with tourists for exactly that reason, though even they need a card right now. This isn't that bad of a spot to sightsee, I guess, but there's no real place to live it up in town. Oh, speaking of tourism, what's that rounded building over there? I've been wondering this whole time. Some kind of observatory? That's the astronomy observatory. That's a place where you look at the stars, right? And that's right. There's a very powerful telescope there that lets you see far more of them than you could with the naked eye. There are many who believe that astronomy is the discipline from which all others draw their roots, even if others disagree. There's a lot of math and science involved in observing the stars, and there's a lot of logical information that you can work out that way too. It's all way above my ken, but still. It actually originated in the Central East, if you didn't know. And I think that's also true of our world too. Whoa, really? But a lot of stuff originated from there. Math, the alphabet. Pretty sure they were big on stargazing in that fallen empire to the east back in the day, too. This is turning out to be very educational. So, where would you like to start? I'd be happy to show you around if you want. Nah, it's fine. We're just gonna wander around for a while and see what we find. If you can tell us where the main facilities and research labs are, that'd be plenty. Well, if you're sure. They're marked on the building's map already, but here you go. So, now we've got free reign and also free information. Well then, I've got work of my own to take care of, so I'll get going for now. If anything comes up, you're always welcome to contact me on my Zypha. Thanks. Well. Aw. I was hoping we could stay with him longer. He knows so many cool things. I feel the same way, but it would be difficult. He's got a lot on his plate. Yeah, he's just gonna get in the way when we start poking our noses around in dark places. I doubt we're gonna get any new 4SPGs here, but here's hoping we can learn more about this abusive professor wherever they are. Let's get to work. Remember to act casual and not make it obvious what we're here for. Understood. And we still don't know who our secret hirer is. Plenty of places to check out. This guy's just on the grass? I don't know why I'm out here. If there was something interesting to take a look at, we would be able to see it on the map.
This campus is just as big as I expected.
Let's take a look around. Gotta check out all the spots that kid mentioned.
Ooh. Let's see what we can purchase. It's big and kind of empty though, isn't it? I'm a civil engineering major studying under Professor Tane. My family's over in the capital. It's a bit of a trip, but visiting them is a great excuse to do some field study. I haven't been back here in a while. It's a lot tenser than I remember it being. Something just doesn't feel right.
She's a student here, huh? We should try talking to her.
Yeah, why do you think it feels tenser? A professor abusing their authority, you say? That's a bit of a stretch to me, not gonna lie. I can't say for certain that Professor Cronkite and Professor Tane would never do that. Or I can say for certain that Professor Cronkite and Professor Tane would never do that. It can't be them.
Oh? What makes you so sure of that?
Well, so Professor Cronkite's a man of few words, so he can come across as kind of scary. But he means well, really. I mean, he's one of the greatest minds of our time. He lives and breathes science. And then Professor Tane is just really friendly to everybody. He's always looking out for people. He's known the world over for his work in civil engineering and urban planning. The Basel Institute of Science certainly earns its reputation. So that only leaves, if we take her testimony at face value, that only leaves the third professor. And its faculty are all accomplished scientists and engineers in their own right. Yep, lots of famous people come to study and lecture here. Professor Callahan's a real celebrity too, but she's the only one he's not vouching for. He's a real whiz when it comes to mechanical engineering. He's the brain behind the military's new weapons. Last I heard though, his new big proposal got shot down in favor of someone else's. So that must have been Callahan we saw at the start who was freaking out. He didn't really take that very well. But he's bounced back from what I can tell. He's really putting his all into his new project. Or he's making his patsies put their all into his new project.
I'm really humbled to get to work with so many hardworking and talented people.
Hardworking and talented people can still be assholes. Are they good people, is what we're asking.
Could you maybe have phrased that a little less aggressively?
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. You were a big help. Callahan, you say?
Everybody's gotta eat, right? What'll it be for today?
Ooh, Hardy Doria. And then everything else you had. So let's... Where are... Oh! I thought we bought a friggin' recipe. Duh, we did not. But okay. We've got 2 more folks to check out. One of them was on this floor. But give me 1 second. So there's our next interviewee. Researcher Nate here. Well, hopefully his work is a little better than that. Maybe the Zenith. I'm working as an assistant in Professor Archette's lab over there. First time we're hearing about a Professor Archette. I've noticed some troubling things coming out of the other labs, though. This one woman, she's looked absolutely drained every day. That's probably the girl we talked to's friend. I wish there was something I could do to help her, but I really shouldn't go butting into other labs' business. I just hope she has someone she can talk to, be it a coworker, a professor, or someone else. That's a bit fishy there. Might have to ask him about that. Yeah, let's run it by him.
Can we talk?
Alright, Nadir, what you got? Workplace harassment? Goodness. I've heard these bits and pieces, but I'm a bit nervous to talk about it. We won't tell anyone, don't worry. Anything helps. I've heard loud shouting from one of the other labs, yes. It stunned me out of the work I was doing. I heard stuff like, "You idiots, can't you do anything right?" And "You're a disgrace to the Institute, get out!" So yeah, it was that dude we saw at the beginning of the chapter then. But we don't know, I think that's gotta be Callahan, right? He's just lashing out at everything and everyone now. It's really disturbing. Losing out on those accolades really got to bro's head, I guess. Which professor was the one doing that? I just can't say it, sorry. If they find out it was me, I'd have a hell to pay. Yeah, he'd never be able to work in this town again, literally. It's really gnawing at me. The abuse is only getting worse and worse from what I'm told, and from what you've heard. I've heard the works. Fatigue, depression, exhaustion, even a couple researchers fainting on the job. That whole department looks visibly shaken these days. The stress is just too much for them. And how does the CEO not know about this? Maybe he does. I'm worried they'll all end up like Cindy. That must be the girl who tried to take her life. Cindy? What happened to her? She's at her breaking point from what I hear. I hardly see her at the Institute anymore. Okay, we gotta go track down Cindy then. We've all been trying to support her however we can, but it's rough. It really is. Damn. Yeah, that's not good. Who's the professor helping her, out of curiosity? That would be Professor Esmeralda. She's in the bioengineering department. Esmeralda, so she's our culprit. She's known the world over for her cutting-edge research. A real upstanding woman. She's always up to her neck in her own work, though. She probably doesn't know the extent of the abuse at the other labs. Oh, no, it's not her. Yeah. Thanks for filling us in. This still helps us a lot. Alright. So, we can go ahead and chat up Esmeralda. Where, how do we get... Okay, it's over there. Oh, right in them. They'll be alright.
Well...
This coffee. I'm surprised there's any of this coffee still in stock here. You just know they're here pounding it back. It's so... Well, I guess maybe everybody is too absorbed in their work, really. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise, looks like. Everybody's probably too absorbed in their work in order to, like, be out and about all that much, but... I don't know. It doesn't... Well, this place is, real clean. But it is a lab. Where the heck... Okay. How do I... I'm, like, looking for the friggin' door to get into this place, and I ran right past it.
Such a thing possible?
The last person... Okay, this receptionist. Librarian Venter. If you need anything from me, I'll just be reading here. We do have plenty of papers here, though I don't know enough about them to make any recommendations. Do handle them with care, though. They're very important papers. Sounds like plenty of students and faculty come his way. That tracks. Maybe he's overheard a word or two about the allegations. So let's go ahead, throw this his way. Huh? A power-tripping professor, you say? Well, if it were anybody, I'd put my money on Cronkite. Really? I don't think it's him. Like, there can't... one of Hamilton's obvious disciples... They haven't really said it yet, but come on. One of Hamilton's obvious disciples can't be a bad person. He's awfully quick to dismiss people. Haughty, in a word. Kind and helpful aren't exactly synonymous with him, at least from what I've seen and heard. I see. Have you heard anything about any of the other professors that might relate to these allegations? Let me think now. Well, I can't see Professor Orally doing anything like that. She's just a bundle of sunshine, not a mean bone in her body. Sometimes I even see her in here picking up research materials for her students. Wow, yeah, I would never think a professor would go out of the way for that. Then there's Professor Callahan. He always made a point of helping out his assistants. Uh-oh. We've got conflicting information now. He's certainly not a bad person in my view, but he's gotten a bit of a bad rap after his work went south. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. We greatly appreciate it. Alright, I think we've combed this area over pretty well now. Let's go sit down somewhere and try piecing things together. I recommend that open space at the front of the Institute grounds. I saw some benches there that we could use. Sounds like a plan to me. So, maybe? But, I doubt it's Cronkite. It's gotta be Callahan. Alright, and then... this open space, I guess I was wrong. I was like, why does this place exist? Turns out it exists specifically for this reason. People probably take their lunches out here and stuff. Alright, we about ready to sit down and get cracking? Hold on, I do want to save. Just to make sure. Because if I get this wrong, we gotta re-up. Uh-oh, hit the wrong button. Now we're good. Well, that was pretty good. We got our hands on some nice info there. We learned a lot of professors' names, too! There's Professor Callahan, the Engineering Science Authority, Professor Orally in the Chemistry Department, Professor Cronkite, a well-respected expert in physics and orbital engineering, and Professor Tane, an architectural researcher. And then one Professor Esmere, over in Bio. They all sounded really capable, but of course the stat sheets don't tell the whole story. They all sounded like oddballs in their own right. I think we can pretty safely narrow the perp down to one of those 5. I agree. We have pretty strong evidence to suggest that. Alright, let's take our evidence from the top then. All the people we talked to, all the testimonies, they all had this one thing in common. Ah, I see what you mean. They didn't name the abuser. Not a single one named the culprit. Some of those guys knew who it was, but it kept sounding like they were too scared to name him. Would have made our job a hell of a lot easier if they just named the guy, but nope. Yeah, now that you mention it, that is kinda weird. I can understand not wanting to be labeled a snitch, but it felt like there was more to it than that. They were afraid of the culprit, but you could tell they respected them too. They didn't want to sully this professor's good name. And some people said the guy wasn't always like that. Something changed them. Probably the conflict over that proposal we heard about. Something about hard feelings. That one guy said they had to crunch after the proposal fell through. Telltale sign of abuse to me. That does seem likely, though we can't say for certain what changed the professor's behavior. That would be a reasonable explanation, trying to play catch-up long after it's too late. That said, no circumstance justifies such an abuse of power and status. This professor is truly incorrigible. So, that's who you think the culprit is? Yeah, you ask me, there's only one professor who fits the bill. Professor Callahan's our guy. Alright, yeah, like I've been saying. He's one of the foremost authorities on engineering science, perhaps the smartest man in the whole field. I've seen him in the papers plenty of times before. He's always described as a savant. Notably, he helped modernize the military's weapons and equipment. But he's got revenge on the mind, sounds like. Some other professors went up to him and that's got him pissed. I get it sucks, but you'd think a world-renowned scientist would be less childish about it. You'd know a thing or two about acting like a child, wouldn't you? Not about stuff like this. I don't know. You usually call me a grandpa. Which is it, bud? Is now the time? So, what do we do now? We have all the recordings of the people we talked to. We were recording them? I guess Calvert must be, or I guess Basel must be a one-party state. That all points to Professor Callahan being the suspect. So, what's our next move? Do we hunt down our client next and give them the tapes? Do we even know who our client is? Nah, I'm thinking we get Professor Callahan's opinion on him without accusing him directly. See what his perspective on his behavior is. We nudge him in the right direction and he might just turn himself in. What do you mean? Simple. We tell him about these abuse rumors going around, we talk about all these exhausted students, and he connects the dots on his own. Failing that? Well, we already know it's him. He's bound to figure out his reputation's on the line the more he hears about this. If he's smart, he'll fess up. So that's what we do. We give him a subtle little nudge and he does all the work Elsyme wanted for us. 2 birds with 1 stone right there. That sounds really scheming. I'm not so sure we're the good guys all of a sudden. The ends justify the means, Fairy. Don't think too hard about it. Well, it is a quintessentially Spriggan-like way of solving our problem. Fine by me. To the Power Chipper's lab, then. Actually, where is it? I don't remember seeing it while we were taking our tour. I suspect it's in the Special Research Building. We need some form of clearance to enter, of course. And we don't have anybody with B-level clearance. We passed by a door with a guard in front earlier. They won't let any ordinary civilian inside. I suspect we would need an A-rank card at the very least. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Already? We just got our C ranks, so there's no way we're gonna rank up that quickly. It was hard enough for us to get a C rank card. Literally, the stars had to align. Somebody's life had to be in danger for us to get a C rank. I think getting an A rank one is off the table. What should we do then? Maybe wait for him to leave the building and ambush him? Nah, old Van's the man with the plan. All that matters is that we get inside the building. Doesn't matter how we do it. And being a Spriggan, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. Van? You're kinda scaring me with that smile there. We defer to you. What's your strategy, Master Spriggan? So first, we just roll on up to the building like anybody else would. They're telling us the plan before enacting it? Alright, well. Once we get there, we convince the guard to let us in. Just act naturally and we're golden. Wait. I feel like convincing the guard to let us in glosses over the meat and potatoes of this plan. Alright. Well, I guess we'll leave it to Van to sweet talk the guy, but that seems like the most important bit to me. Okay, so the Special Research Lab is right back here. Don't mind us, just heading on through, really. Excuse me, is this where we can find Professor Callahan? We're here to speak with him. Right, yes. May I see your card, sir? Of course. Van handed over his certification card. C rank. I'm sorry, but I can't let you in without the proper security clearance. If you don't mind me asking, what business do you have with him to begin with? Glad you asked. We're here on behalf of the Principality of Elsyme. Oh, that's not a lie, actually. We figured there was an appointment for us, but we just now found out they didn't set anything up. Sorry for the inconvenience. We wanted to inquire about Professor Callahan's new research. It's caught our investors' interest. He has findings of seismic implications. Even the Zypher Revolution would be small potatoes compared to this. They're calling it the Zypher Revolution? Now hold on. I know Calvardians want to talk up their contributions to it, but the only other technological thing that's been called a revolution is the Orbment Revolution. Let's reserve some reverence for that, okay? So we looked into meeting with him and collaborating on his research. Only to learn that Marduk was interested in the same thing. So now we've got ourselves a 3-way partnership here. Aho! And she is decked out in Marduk gear, so... I am here on the Marduk Company's behalf. I'm a concierge in their employ, which also is not a lie. So, you're meeting with him to discuss a grant, is that right? Yes, that's exactly right! Thank you for filling in the blanks for us about what you would buy. I'm a bit surprised to hear both Elsheim and Marduk are collaborating on this, but, well, stranger things have happened, I guess. I apologize for the inconvenience. That said, who are these children with you? Surely they're not employees. Pardon? I'm not a kid, I'm just short. Oh, their lies were a lot flimsier. They're associates of an Elsheim VIP. Pardon them. They're here on Elsheim's behalf as well, so they were looking to sit in on our meeting. This is a little awkward, though. We came all the way from Elsheim just to get turned away at the door on a technicality. A technicality like not having the proper security clearance? I'm not sure what to tell them when we get back home. Yeah. What's your name again? Might want to find out exactly who it was that gummied up the works. I really am sorry. There's clearly been some kind of a mix-up here. Your arrangement might have been lost in the shuffle with all the Aramis students visiting. You must have been issued the same rank card as them by mistake. I'll go clear this up with Professor Callahan. 1 minute, please. Oh, okay. So he's gonna have Callahan himself up our ranks, or at least make it so that we don't need it, because the guy can open the door up for us and we can just walk through. Of course, we'll be waiting. You sure you're okay with him calling your bluff? Of course. We'll see to turn down grant money. That ain't what we're really here for, but he just has to take the bait. Thank you for your patience. Oh, that was fast. The professor would like to meet with you at once. Go right in. Yeah, bro's got dollar signs in his eyes. Or at least the prestige of his work being acknowledged is also blinding him to what's going on. Thank you very much. Or actually, he's a researcher. Why would he expect to be caught in this cat and mouse game we got going on? I can't believe you managed to deceive your way past someone again. Hey, nothing I said was a lie. Not my fault if someone else takes what I said the wrong way. Bet you tell yourself that every single time, huh? Yeah, you must be a real pro at this. I mean, it's not something to be proud of. Why are they giving him such a hard time? We got through, so who cares if it took a little deceit? As your sudden embarrassment suggests. I wish you would at least stop to think about the bad influence you might be having on Fairy. She'll be an excellent Spriggan in a couple of years.
So you're trying to blame all of this on me, are you?
God dang, already. Bro couldn't hold it in for... Wait, is that Cronkite?
Not at all. I'm in no way trying to suggest your latest research is the cause.
Bro couldn't hold it in for a second.
If anything, the approach you're taking with your latest project rather fascinates me.
Oh, he's like, you're not about to muscle in on what I got going on.
Does it now?
That being said, work on my own project has reached a critical juncture. I cannot afford any issues with net traffic at this time.
Oh, so he's trying to tell him to lighten up on it?
That certainly sounds like blame to me, Cronkite. You may be one of Professor Hamilton's students, but that doesn't give you the right to...
So sorry for the delay. Oh? Who the devil are you? This is a restricted area, you know. And not to worry, we have permission to be here. From you specifically. Could either of you direct us to Professor David Callahan's office? Oh, Van didn't say who he got permission from. And that's also not a lie. So you're the ones I just heard about. We're finished here, Cronkite. Now, if you would all follow me. Yang, Professor Cronkite and Callahan. That must be Katra. I imagine he's the only person here who calls Professor Cronkite by his first name. Huh? Funny running into you guys here. Whoa. Whoops. Yep. And now we're screwed. We could say the same thing. Mr. Arkwright? Do you have business here? Dude's throwing a monkey wrench into the proceedings. Gotcha. What are you doing here, Silesian? And who are these people with you? They are students here on an educational visitation from the capital. I've been assisting them during their stay. Professor Cronkite was gracious enough to extend us an invitation to visit him when we happen to see each other in town. So we asked Mr. Salesian if he could lead the way. I do not believe I invited anyone but you, nor did I imply we should meet quite this soon. But I suppose chasing you away here would be more work than just humoring you. Very well, follow me. Really? It would be nothing short of incredible to see your work up close, Professor Cronkite. Uh-oh, that's just gonna set bro off. Well, we'll get out of your hair now. We apologize for the interruption. Something tells me Ren planned this. She was downstairs. We didn't talk to her, but she would have seen us running around, and I'm sure she's fully aware of what we're doing. I can see that you're very busy, but it would be a pleasure to speak more on another occasion, Professor Callahan. Oh? I suppose that can be arranged. Yeah, see? It must be nice to have enough free time to spend on such frivolous nonsense as educational visitations. Well, come with me. I want to make this brief. Of course, Professor.
Wait.
Oh, is Katra gonna join us? All right.
I'd like to listen in on this conversation too, if you don't mind.
All right.
As their guide, I suspect it has everything to do with me.
Take a 10-minute break. Do not return late.
Yes, Professor. Excuse us. Yeah. Man, they must hate coming into work. These servers. Serious business going on back here. Professor David Callahan.
As you know, my name is David Callahan. I believe you're here to talk about Elsyme and Marduk investing in my research?
No.
That makes for a very interesting combination, if you don't mind me saying. What exactly led to this?
Is that what you were told? There seems to have been a misunderstanding then. Look at Katra. He's like, what are you talking about? We are currently working for Elsyme, and we do have a Marduk employee with us, but that's all. What? We're currently in the middle of an investigation, you see. And a lead happened to bring us here. Wanted to follow up on a rumor that some extreme abuse of power has been taking place in the laboratory here. That's the face of a guy who's got something to tell. Who asked you to investigate this? Couldn't tell you. Didn't leave their name, but they did tell us about what's been happening. We've heard all about the ridiculous workloads and insane hours they and their colleagues have been forced to endure. About how they're never allowed any rest, are woefully underpaid, and how they receive vicious, constant verbal abuse from their superior. Even to the point that someone collapsed from overwork and has been driven to the brink of suicide. That's just... We have all the testimony and evidence we need to act if that's what it comes to. But we thought it better to come and hear your thoughts first. Excuse me? It's not too late to turn things around. So many people we spoke to were quick to say that you weren't always like this. They mentioned how they almost had trouble believing just what you'd become. We could see how afraid people are of you now and how they dislike what you've become. But at the same time, we could see how deeply they respect you too. We're not heroes of justice like the cops or the guild. We're just about finding common ground and putting things to right. As long as you're willing to work with us, we can... That is enough! Yeah, of course he's not trying to hear none of this. Don't talk to me about respect and then immediately resort to blackmail! I cannot believe one of my assistants would try to set me up like this. Unbelievable. Now hold on, you're jumping to conclusions. I mean, obviously it would have to have been one of them. I give them a golden chance to help me obtain glory beyond their imagination. And this is how they choose to repay me? How could you say that? You know we've got evidence of what you're doing, right? Sure you want to pick this fight? Do what you will with your evidence. All I have to do is cover it up. Wait, really? He's just outright, man. But being intelligent and being smart, or being intelligent and being wise, are two different things. No one's going to believe some lowly assistants over an esteemed professor. Professor. I am one, no, two mere steps away from completing my research. And they pick now to sabotage my efforts? Very well. Then damn the human cost. I'll start working them to the bone to make up for their...
Just listen to yourself, Professor.
Right, dude has gone fully off the deep end.
What has gotten into you? You used to be so kind and supportive. Professor Hamilton held you in such high regard. Even though I was one of her students, you would still take the time to look after me. I just can't understand why all you do lately is spit in the face of her achievements.
He's got tunnel vision. Contra. I suspected as much.
Sorry. That's a private matter between us. But please, at least stop and think about how you're treating the people who work under you.
Man, he's trying to get those accolades. He doesn't care about them.
They took their positions because they dreamed of being like you. Don't belittle them or their work.
Salesian.
Nope. Whoa!
I can and can't do, you third-rate apprentice.
That's crazy! Bro's lost it! Contra! What do you think you're doing? He's going crazy! Listen, asshole.
You're talking to the famous David Callahan.
But and if he's fine doing that to Contra in front of us, of complete and total strangers, man, he's probably drop-kicking people in the lab.
The preeminent scholar of engineering science and military technology, who has long upheld the very foundation of this nation's national defense. I've had enough of youngsters like Cronkite and Esmeralda acting like they're above me after all I've achieved.
Okay, well, I guess because I figure Cronkite is in his late 20s or early 30s, but if Callahan's in like his mid 30s or late 40s, I guess he's being demeaning, so it doesn't have to be specifically.
My latest research will propel Calvert to even greater heights, change the power balance of the entire continent.
How much more does the power need to be in balance? Erebonia already pumped untold numbers Mira into this country.
Why can no one understand just how much of a privilege it is to help with that?
Professor.
Well, you're free to have whatever lofty goals you want. But I think we've had our 10 minutes, don't you? Oh, that's what Agnes was checking. The 10 minutes had elapsed and her people had come back already. So we're not gonna have to do anything. We came here to explain the situation and offer a solution we thought would benefit everyone. But he blew it up for no reason. You're welcome to try and cover up all the evidence and testimonies you've gathered. But I promise you, it ain't gonna be easy. We've talked to people literally all over Calvert. Your reputation definitely precedes you. If you're as close to this revolution as you claim to be, then I'd give it another thinking through if I were you. I am done wasting time with you. I will be raising the issue of your illegal trespassing and appalling brazenness with Mr. Townsend. I admit that I may have been a little too harsh. You think? But as long as you intend to cling to Professor Hamilton instead of aiming for something more, I have no interest in you. Unless you now see the benefits of developing your talents under me after all. What? How insane do you have to offer him up? Why would he ever go for that? I would wager that would be a far better use of your time than waiting like a little girl for an old woman who's long gone. Where is Hamilton? Excuse me. Aw, Contra. Pardon us. I mean, he obviously sees Hamilton as his mom. And that telescope must have been something she made too.
Like a little girl.
There you are.
All right.
So this is what it looks like inside, huh?
It's so cool seeing the observatory. Is that the telescope?
It is pretty majestic, but I feel like we have other things to focus on.
That's right. Professor Hamilton had it specially made.
I'm sorry you had to witness that earlier, but I'm impressed you knew where to find me. Just had a feeling. We're happy to forget what we saw as long as you forget about us forcing our way into the research building. Van, behave! Yeah, he's always got his mind on the mission. You can go ahead and have a seat over there. I'll go make us some tea. Him focusing on the little girl comment is interesting. Bro can't catch a break. So there aren't actually any astronomy professors here? Not at the moment. I'm the only one who comes here every day right now. But there was a time when quite a few researchers and students who all adored Professor Hamilton would come. Even Professor Callahan would from time to time. Yeah, before he went off the deep end. Oh. He never used to be like he is now. He's always seen Professor Hamilton as a rival, sure. But it used to be the friendly kind of rivalry that was beneficial to both sides. He taught me so much, too. He really must have changed then. Yeah. From that to the uptight, abusive asshole we saw earlier, some kind of fall. Professor Hamilton left the Republic 2 years ago, if I recall. And you're one of her students. That's right. I owe more to her than I can ever hope to repay. I've been looking after the observatory in her house since she left the country. She's not even in Calvard? I'm sure before the end of the game she's gonna show up again. Knowing Falcom, they might make us wait till 2 or 3 in order to actually see her. We'll find out though. Though I think it's debatable whether I'm doing a good job of it. The CEO of Vern, Mr. Townsend, is also one of the directors on the Institute's board. And he told me that he's considering shutting his place down because so few people are using it. Oh no! That is, I mean, they must be pumping hundreds of thousands of Mira into maintaining this place for a single person to use. So that's why you've been doing all kinds of miscellaneous tasks to score points with him. That's awful. I mean, okay, Mr. Townsend has done a lot of crappy stuff, but this in particular, I can't really, I mean, it makes sense. It's been really nice of him to leave it open for this long. I really am sorry about earlier, though. I ended up interfering in your investigation by jumping in, didn't I? If I hadn't said anything, I mean, we already had everything we needed. Don't sweat it. We ended up getting some useful info out of that whole outburst. My guess is you've noticed this by now, too. But his piss-poor attitude isn't the only bad thing going on with him. Wait, what else is it? You really think so? I have the same feeling. It would explain why someone so respected has stooped to such irrational behavior. Do we think he's being blackmailed or something? Feels like the question is, what is he trying to do that he's willing to go so far off the deep end for it? The computer hardware in his laboratory was state-of-the-art. I suspect he's using it to perform vast calculations. The kind that would be equally difficult to properly manage. I agree. I've never seen a simulation of this extent before, and it seemed even that wasn't getting the results he wanted. He couldn't be. And no, but that would... Is it something? It must be something similar to that combat simulator. I see now. Well, we'd better keep an eye on that guy for a while. We ain't in Basel for that long, but we're gonna be here for the next couple of days at least. Feels like we can afford to scratch each other's backs a bit, yeah? Whether that CEO wants us to or not. Alright. I do have my doubts about you, but I believe that Agnes is worthy of my trust. Wait, we saved your life and you're still iffy about us? So if anything comes up, I'll be sure to let you know. To keep what the professor left behind safe, if nothing else. Nothing comes from not being honest with yourself, you know. Right. We'll be counting on you, Katra. And Van is certainly one to talk. It sure seems like he's being honest with himself to me. Not trusting you is the right call. Oh, you are very much in the same boat with how boorish you are. Right, Aaron? Excuse me? You trying to pick a fight, kiddo? That's only proving my point, you know. She really wants to use that telescope. She's had her eye on it for this entire time. Are you interested in the telescope? I was wondering what it's like, that's all. It's only just past 5 o'clock, so we won't be getting a great view of the stars quite yet. But come with me. You still might be able to get a good view of the Great Cheater Triangle. And I think that's a real thing, too. I know I've heard the name Cheater before, and I'm fairly certain that's an actual star configuration. Aw. Aw. Of course, the two kids of the group would hit it off. You're also still a damn kid from my perspective. By the way, Agnes, was it just me or did you seem surprised by something when that professor was shouting up a storm? Oh, I thought you noticed that the people had come back, but maybe did the Genesis react? It wasn't just you. I cannot believe one of my assistants would try to set me up like this. Unbelievable. I give them a golden chance to help me obtain glory beyond their imagination, and this is how they choose to repay me? It did. So, what the heck could have been the catalyst for that reaction? So it picked then of all times to shine. It's not doing it now, though. Do you think it could just be a coincidence? You gotta wonder. Not like it'd be the first time it's shown in an odd time. Like when we first ran into Grimcat.
Whoa! What's this room for?
And there's Odette.
Odette? What brings you all here?
Found you! We've been looking for all of you.
We couldn't find you anywhere in the main building, so we wondered if you might be here.
So, okay, this place must not be part of the special research section then. So a C rank clearance would get them here, no problem.
Sorry for putting you guys out.
Well, not all of us are here for you.
Jeez, dude.
So this is their giant telescope. I've seen one in the Imperial Museum too, but it's so cool.
Was there? They must have added that after the fact because we've been to the Imperial Museum and there was no telescopes there.
Oh, can we take a look through it?
Yeah, it's already occupado.
It's nice seeing this place this lively again. It's been so long.
Aw. But, alright. The Legend of Heroes trails through Daybreak. So, if Katra... October 23rd, 6:10 p.m. Oh, I thought he was gonna come with us. But, alright. We'll meet him again tomorrow, so it's no big deal. What's on... Okay, she's... and Ren... So, I'm sure once we're back in the, once we're back at where we're staying at, Rosetta's gonna let us in on what she's gleaned. And he's probably gonna go help out those people who were, help out that guy who was, active voicing him earlier. Well, we'll be going back to our hotel now. Sure thing. Try not to stay up too late just because no one's keeping an eye on you. That telescope was amazing though, wasn't it? I wish we could have had another look through it before we left. How about you come and walk around with us some on the last day, Fairy? We'd love to have you. Really? Your work sounds amazing, so I'd like that a lot. I'll just leave playtime to the kids then. I'm more in the market for a place catered to adults. Oh, you want to join in on the fun, Four Eyes? I would never want to go to such a place. That sounds like it'd be kind of fun in its own way. It was nice to finally meet the famous Rosette, too. Maybe we could talk some more another... She is not paying attention to what's going on at all. Oh, yes, I would like that very much indeed. Yay, that it's happening! Did you notice? Yeah. You managed to learn anything on your end? Oh, we're basically running a joint investigation then. I'm afraid not. We heard something interesting from that genius professor, but that's about it. I'm not going to have much free time here, however, so I'm going to have to leave it to that nose of yours this time. Dumping all the work on me, huh? Great. Ah, here's the tram. Then we bid you all farewell. I should be able to meet you tomorrow morning at around 8 o'clock. I know it's a little early for good nights, but I hope you all have one regardless. Same to you. See you tomorrow. Sleep tight. Or sleep tight! So now we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves something to eat. There you go. So, what's eating away at you, phony maid? That's his nickname for her?
Huh?
Is something up? Can't hide a thing from him.
I should have realized I wouldn't be able to keep my concerns a secret.
You were extremely obvious about the fact that there was something on your mind.
To tell you the truth, I'm getting a peculiar sense of déjà vu from what's happening here in Basel.
Really? So she's either going to reference something we lived through or it's going to be something she went through. Déjà vu? Your main job's being a concierge, but you also handle crisis management all over the country, right? So, which does this orbital net and distribution network issue make you think of more? Liberl 6 years ago, or Crossbell 4 years ago? Yep, good times, good times.
You're proving perceptive and knowledgeable beyond belief.
Nah, he's just played the previous games. I'm sure I've heard both of those things before, but... yeah, I think Sal's mentioned them at some point too. The former was when all orbital power was shut off by the appearance of an ancient floating city. Okay, yep, Vance talked about it, and that was honestly one of the most interesting sections of it. Like, talk about playing with your setting and world building. It was really cool, but that happened in SC, I believe, rather than FC. The latter was when the orbital network was used to perform a man-made miracle. What? I remember we went onto the orbital net a few times. Okay, that I'm recalling a little less. A man-made miracle. We played. Well, I didn't really play a lot of Palm in the Crossbell games. I never witnessed them firsthand, so there's a lot of gaps in what I know. But both were caused by things you wouldn't think could exist. Man, I think you'd both made events up if I didn't know better. I know what happened a year and a half ago in Crossbell, and that's just as batshit crazy on paper. Oh, when that whole continent was hacked, or whatever the word is?
I'm afraid I can't answer most of your questions because they would contain classified information.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
However, I believe this may end with a crisis different from the ones that Mr. Arkwright mentioned.
Right, because we're nowhere near the end of the game. We haven't even met our 8th party member yet. Huh? Well, Miss Perfect's Genesis started glowing again. There's bound to be something. No way this ends without giving us a headache. Yeah, we're gonna need to be ready for trouble. You gotta head out somewhere now, right? I'll come with you if you want.
Again, you are perceptive beyond belief.
So, she's gotta go and make a private report to Marduk. We might have only met in person recently, but I've known you for a real long time now. Whenever you stumble on a major problem brewing, you gotta report it to HQ, right?
Correct. What is happening here certainly falls under Code E of our regulations. But I see no harm in having someone with me during my report.
Especially someone who's basically already pieced 90% of it together.
We could also patrol the area at the same time. Does that sound all right?
So, Rosette's coming with us on our nighttime endeavors. More than all right. Let's get going. Wait! It's not just you two here, you know. Don't even think of leaving us out. I don't mind taking one of you, but the other's gonna have to stay behind. Someone will need to be available if on Yes or that boy we met decide to call. Right, that makes sense. Fine. Then come on, who are you taking? So, the first time we got to pick, we went with Aaron. And then I think the next time we actually went with the girls and Aaron had to stay behind. So we're gonna bring Aaron this time. So, where do we have to go to even give this report? Your company HQ so far away, I would have thought you'd just call them. There's a bit of a process involved for security reasons. For starters, we need to leave the city toward the canyon. We have to go, but this isn't the first time we've seen something like that. LaBurle also has similar reporting processes. You basically have to go to the outskirts of the city that you're currently stationed in, but hers probably won't involve a suitcase. This needn't take priority over any other work you would like to do, however. Yeah, as soon as we do this, the night will end, I think. I see now. Got it. We'll head over once we've walked around a little then. Alright. Head over to Oge Canyon. Not just yet, however. Uh-oh, whoops.
Ladder launch!
School of Hard Knocks. We're still going through this, but that's a-okay. We got somebody down here who could use a helping hand. This guy's been out here all friggin' day! The view can't be that nice. Where is... Hold on. Are we on top of it? Oh, okay, the bulletin board. I didn't realize it was... Oh my gosh. Okay. QA testing again. I finished the latest version of my AR mystery game, and I'd love for you to test it out. If you solve all the puzzles and give me your thoughts on the experience, I'd be happy to reward you. I'll be waiting at the tunnel in the artisanal district. Right. So let's head over, and that'll take us out. So, let's go ahead and see what we can see and find out what we can find out. Shop.
No need to be shy now.
Yeah, I didn't actually... I still have all my stuff because I didn't bother upgrading Katra, which turned out to be the right move. As soon as we were done going to the place, he ditched us. So this way leads down a mine, does it? That would make an excellent backdrop for a game, but... Nah, it's probably too dangerous down there. Your intuition is right, Percy. It is far too dangerous down there. Hey there, Arkwright Solutions. You had a request for us? Well, I didn't expect you to help me out again. Thank you. Figured we'd at least hear you out. What's got you all the way out in Basel anyhow? Especially all the way out here in the dark. You ain't up to something shady, are you? Oh, I'm just scouting locations for my new game. It has a mystery theme, so it only makes sense for it to be dark and secretive. Let's get down to business then, if that's alright with you. I worked with a really bright friend of mine on this concept, so if I can iron out the kinks, I'm sure it'll be a hit. A really bright friend? Only one of those kicking about in Basel at the moment. You'll solve a series of puzzles, all while using these special gimmicks that fit Basel hand in glove. Yeah? What kind of gimmicks are we talking? Well, it would spoil the fun if I just told you. Here, have this leaflet. Let's see here. Urgent message from HQ. Catch the rogue hacker on the loose in Basel. HQ will track the target's movements and relay them to you ASAP. All transmissions will be sent in code to avoid leaking information. Decode the messages and apprehend the hacker. Secret agents, huh? Alright, I'll bite. Yeah, Van got really into it last time. And decoding our messages forms the puzzle aspect of the game. Exactly! Sounds fun, right? I think we really knocked it out of the park with this one. So, what do you think? Interested in giving it a shot? Yeah, let's go. Sure, we got our other work taken care of. Why not? Awesome! I was hoping you'd be up for it. Let me put your names down under the tester group real quick. There's another tester working through the game right now, so see if you can solve the puzzle before they do. And I think that other tester must be this very bright person. I see. I didn't realize we weren't the only testers at the moment. Yeah, I'm sending applications all over the place. My other tester started just a few minutes ago. I've got a special reward for whoever beats the game first, so good luck. Huh, the hunt is on now, isn't it? Well, good luck. I'll be watching from the sidelines to make sure everything's running smoothly. So, just in case... Oh, okay. And there he goes. So now what? We don't even have our first message yet. This is true. Oh, he did say that HQ would send us messages, but how? That tester group he added us to. HQ to Spriggan. We found traces of the hacker in the artisanal district. Investigate the sooted triad. Whoa, I don't recognize this address at all. I think it really is him. This first riddle should be easy to solve. I imagine it's like a warm-up. Makes sense. Let's get cracking then. The sooted triad. Well, the good news is we don't have to use our brains all that much. Let's go to... well, this is where we're at the moment. So let's just head on up. There's what's-her-face. Milia.
Why not stay here and relax?
Shop. Ooh,
do you
what
have
do
any
you got?
preferences?
Okay, nothing
Thanks for
new.
coming in.
He's just bouncing around the joint. How is this a... oh, okay. We are... we're up one elevation too high. Let's go to the tavern and inn. That should bring us down one level. Yes. Alright. And who is this? Boss Gowland. Sooted Triad? Oh, I see! Okay. Well, if there ever were a Sooted Triad, this'd be it. Not the easiest first riddle in the world. There are chimneys everywhere around here. Indeed, it does make sense for a district this industrious. And it looks like we're not the first to make it this far either. So, who's our competitor? James. I walked around this damn place for ages and it was right here this whole time. I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well. He's not too into it though. Oh? Looks like it threw the other tester for a loop. And here's the next set of instructions. It's almost like he's watching us. I'm sure, like, the moment he left us, he probably came straight here to observe when we got there, so yeah. Normally, I would assume the same, but I imagine at least one of us would have noticed them if they were tracking us by hand. That's also true. We have people who are way too perceptive to be snuck up on. Maybe there's some kind of geolocator here? I think we're receiving these messages automatically based on our Zypha location data. Yeah, exactly. That might be giving him too much credit, no offense to him. No, I think this is the work of his helper. Must be a network expert. Yeah, a real bright young person. Especially if a student is involved, that all but assures who it is. Got a lot to think about once this is done, but that can wait. Let's look at this next message real quick. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker's long gone from this area, unfortunately. We've picked up another trail elsewhere in the artisanal district, though. Investigate the BAT's roost. Yeah, go fig. Of course there's more to it than that. And talk about cryptic. The hell's a BAT, all caps? Ordinarily, I would assume the mammal. But given how it's written, I imagine it's alluding to something else. And at any rate, we didn't encounter any bats in the mine, if memory serves. You know what that probably stands for? Basel Aerotram Terminal. Those letters do ring a bell. Where have I seen them before? Ugh, I got nothing. And this sort of thing is probably harder in Japanese, but the ruse part makes me think there's some place they all come back to, or that they're normally out and about. Keep your eyes peeled for anything that fits that description. This one sounds more specific. Alright, let's go to the place where they roost then. Can we? There it is. Yep, right behind us. There it is. Well, this is the Aerotram station. She's trying really hard not to notice us, and I think we've struck gold here. Ah, right, that does make sense. BAT is an acronym for the Basel Aerotram. Oh, I guess Basel Aerotram. I considered Aerotram a singular word, but I guess it runs on deoxyribonucleic acid rules. Alright, yeah, makes sense that this is the roost. They all stop here. And boom, there's the next message. It seems like you could cheese the game, because if there's no one independently verifying that you've gotten to the right point, and if you happen to loiter in the right spot for long enough, you'd get it, but luck is also a component of skill, so you know what, that's fine. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker has made their way toward Newtown. Board the tram and pursue them. Straightforward enough, this one. Yeah, let's hop on. So will we immediately get the next clue as soon as we get into Newtown? There's gotta be more to it than that. Maybe we'll get a part 2 to this. This does offer an exceptional view, especially at night. Oh, I see a familiar face took the tram just before we did, James. Let's see here. Well, if it ain't the Aramis kid we bumped into earlier. He's been a step ahead the whole way from the looks of it. Well, I'm not about to let some snot-nosed runt like him outwit me. Let's get going. I gotta admit, especially James is ahead of us and he's by himself, he's no friggin' slouch. Man, I remember when I was all held up about beating people to the punch like that. Youth, huh? I'd think of a zing, but you make fun of yourself well enough as is. So, where do we gotta go? It looks like they've already made their move. Looks like it. Okay, yeah, we did get the second part of the clue. So, now what? HQ to Spriggan. We found new traces of the hacker. Disregard the kitty for now. Your target is Z-Cat number 1. So, kitty. I mean, yeah, it was already obvious, but if you hadn't played the previous games, you'd have no idea what that's referencing. The cat came out of nowhere, though. Disregard the... Oh, that's what it is. It might help to write it out on paper. Z-Cat number 1? This one would have been too much for the small fry's brain. How cruel. I got a pretty good idea of where the objective is. I can see it on that sign over there. Z-Cat? Let's head on over and take a look. A cat, huh? But what do cats have to do with the orbital net? Oh, her. But what's there to disregard? What cat is he talking about? Like, he brought that up out of literally nowhere. But, hey. And he's on his patrol, doing his rounds.
Hello.
And they don't have anything new.
Thanks for shopping.
Just gotta make sure. Z-Cat? Is that some kind of car? Z1 car. Okay. And here we are. Z-Cat number 1 minus the cat. A Z1 race car. So, you just cut the cat, huh? Almost too easy. Oh, that's why it seems shoehorned in there. Because it was. Our next message should be arriving shortly. Yep, stay sharp, gang. And we beat him here. Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's see here. Yeah, he's finally noticed he's got some competition. Yo, you in the game too? Yeah, guess so. Didn't know there were other people doing this. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker got away. I wonder if we're Spriggan, James must be student or something. But their tracks are fresh. They should still be nearby. Head for the coordinate marker, whatever the heck. So, talk about a difficulty spike. Well, what the hell is this? Doesn't make a lick of sense. But I really don't want to lose to these guys. Gotta think this one over. At the very least, the one thing we don't have to worry is the clue. Worry about is the clue being wrong this time. I wonder. There was when you first meet the clue master in the Trails games. There's a pretty infamous clue that's actually wrong. So that's not. And this was before the map just told you where to go. Or actually, it might not have been, because this was early enough where I may not have realized. Well, I'm heading out. Catch you later. Have fun. Best of luck out there. Puzzling time? Let's start with the easiest stuff first. I suspect that we need to fill in the square marks with letters. Once we've completed the sequence, the phrase will come together. Yeah, and once we have the full phrase, the rest is a cakewalk from there. Let's follow the code and see what we find. How are we supposed to decode this, though? Head to Oj Canyon. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? That seems extremely dangerous for James to do. But, oh well. Let's follow the green markers. These delicious, thought-terminating markers. Vern store. Yeah, see, this would... Wait, what? We are way off. Once I figure out how friggin' doors work again. Have we? Yes, this is where we met, Cronkite at first. They've got this nestled back here. Okay. So, first floor is Vern Arms, second is Vern Store. And the building itself is Vern Plaza. Vern Arms or VA. That lines up with the code. What? Alright, well, luckily it wasn't me who had to figure it out. It's not too hard if you know your way around. We made good time on this puzzle from the looks of it. Beat James here. 3 heads are better than 1. Oh, would you look at that. Another message. P.S. From the engineer, a pair of ZCF goggles will spell your way. ZCF goggles can be found at the Vern store if memory serves. Really? The same ones? Well, they're probably upgraded versions of the ones Tita rocks. We heard about them earlier, didn't we? Yes, ZCF is the Liberl Kingdom's principal engineering company. They were notable for building the first orbital airships. So now we got Liberlian goods in the picture. That really makes me think it's her. Right, obviously, she would want a reference to her best friend in the game. Anyhow, let's go get those goggles. So we just gotta shell out a little cash.
Do you know what you want?
We do. Ooh. We can actually upgrade. Let's sell some stuff, or exchange rather. Wow, they did not make us very much money. And we can outfit Katra too? Intriguing. Let's give her the mechanical cleats. And then one more round for you.
I hope to see you again.
Where are the... Oh, do we have to talk to him? Hey, quick question. You guys stock ZCF goggles? We sure do. Here's a pair for you. Obtain ZCF goggles. They will spell your way, the riddle said. Is there writing on them? I don't see anything on the frame, so... Oh, the lens, perhaps. Well, they've got pretty good night vision, I think. No, Tita's goggles were separate from the night vision ones. Bingo. Check this shit. Await the aerotram. The bench will beckon. Guess we just gotta follow the breadcrumbs now. The aerotram is just up the stairs. Let us make haste. So, James, we've fully left him in our dust now. There he is. VA. They don't mean Vern Arms, do they? What else could it be? Ugh, I hate this puzzle shit. I don't get these riddles at all. But he's still making good progress. Oh, looks like we're a step ahead this time. Let's hurry. Can't let the kids show us up. Roger. So we board the aerotram once again, but yes, I would have, oh my gosh. I probably would have, I would not be a very good candidate for this. Oh, really? Just out here in the open? Well, if it ain't the student council prez. Figured you had a hand in this.
You caught me. Good evening, Spriggan.
So little Miss Violet was behind it all, huh? Feels oddly appropriate. I'm flattered to hear that from Longport's own little prodigy. So how'd you get roped into all this? She probably volunteered. Well, I happen to know the game master through the net, you see. He'd been putting out all these fascinating riddles online. I figured I might as well reach out to him. We got in touch and eventually came up with the idea of this game. And what better setting for a cyber-themed story than Basel? I even got to try out this new mail API that I'd been tinkering with. I learned quite a lot from this little exercise. Okay, and I'm not, like... Computer science ain't my strong suit, but the API thing would be how she's setting up the geolocator in order to send us the messages when we get there, I assume. Do you just know everyone ever? Jeez. Isn't that... Van's one to talk! I did learn about your hacking exploits as Kitty through MK's database. Everybody knows about everybody else, but I didn't realize your talent spanned far more than just security. Thank you. I still have much to learn, of course. Took him long enough. Wow. Must have fell behind somewhere. But of course, he was literally only a couple steps behind us, a few paces, and he was doing it by himself. James is pretty adept at this sort of thing. Huh. I was wondering why you were here. This was just an excuse to work with that Percy guy, wasn't it? This is all just stupid. The student council president broke our own curfew for this shit? Okay, so I was like, it is kind of weird that they'd be out right now, but I guess they are breaking curfew. Oh, don't single me out, you meanie. I just so happened to hear from someone about a bored-looking Artemis student wandering around the city past curfew. This was a trap for James? Imagine my shock upon learning it was none other than you. So, James, did you have fun being a naughty little boy? Huh. Barely felt a thing. All that effort for a dud of a game. Oh? Could have sworn I heard you racking your brain a bit at some of those riddles there. Just nobody in this game can be honest about how they feel. He loved it. Okay, fine. They did make me think a little. Kinda. That's excellent news. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it. Wait, so did you really make that auto-send API thing for the emails? Like you made that from scratch? How the hell are you even real? No wonder Ronald and I don't measure up. Well, fine, I admit it. You're pretty damn good. Aw, thanks. But flattery will get you nowhere, mister. This might have been a rivalry or something we'd have known more about if I'd stopped to chat with them. Oh, and would you mind keeping tonight our little secret? I'm not sure what I'd say if, as you mentioned, everyone found out I was breaking my own rules. Sure. Just as long as you keep me a secret too. Right, it'd be mutually assured destruction. I'm not privy to the specifics here, but it looks like they've worked things out. Yeah, just kids being kids. Yeah, this was probably a little mini arc that would have been apparent in like the conversations they've been having since we got here. Ronald, huh? So he's the other brain selling James's group. At least things have settled down now. Percy shortly arrived on the scene and the participants gave him their impressions of the game. Well, good work everyone, and thank you for the rave reviews. I owe a special shout out to Ren. Without her, none of this would have been possible. Oh, think nothing of it. Thank you for having me. If you ever get the idea for some other game, do let me know. You got it. Thanks a bunch. Man, I never thought my online friend would be a high schooler. You're really something special. I mean, how the heck did you learn so much about the orbital net at your age? There is a lot about Ren at her age that's basically completely unfathomable. I feel like you're gonna leave me behind if I'm not careful. I gotta branch out and level up my programming skills. Best of luck with that, pal. Gotta say, this was all pretty fun, so I'd be down to try whatever you come up with next. Thank you! I still have a lot of kinks to iron out for sure. But I might be able to go public soon. It's almost ready for average Joes and Janes, I think. Now, here's a little prize for you guys, since you got here first and all. Again, thank you so much for participating. Look forward to the next game. I do enjoy this particular framing. I enjoy more than what was going on in the previous series. With the game wrapped up, Percy excused himself to mull over his feedback. And Ren and James snuck back into the hotel for the night.
That's the wrap.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Ooh, he paid handsomely. More law points. Man, I feel bad for whoever gets on our radar next, dude. We need to, we're about to show out for some chaos points. And just gotta make sure. Newtown. What's going on? Now, hold on. We have 2 red things? They can't both. Okay, so we can get to Oge Canyon from here. So what's going on in the artisanal district? Oh,
Let's be on
the
our way.
artisanal district has the car, which will also take us there. Okay, hold on. Let's go ahead and drop a save. And then I wonder, let's try and walk. Let's try and walk to Oge Canyon. See if it'll let us do it or if it'll stop us. Drive to Oge Canyon? Okay, we have to. And I'm fairly confident in saying there's nothing else for us here, so. And the lights to keep the monster at bay. The monsters. Will this area do the trick?
Yes, it should be perfect.
Whoa, a range extender. What's that? Oh. So it's multi-purpose, multi-function.
Parabolic shards expanded. Initiating satellite communications.
Whoa. She's a whiz with that. Holy shit. That's why man, they'd have a UAP out. Again? Again? Some of our research was supposedly used in making it, too. Yeah, similar to Theo. What is it, Theo? Theo senses his brother out there. That wasn't what I thought it was it? A low-altitude communications satellite flying 900 sols off the ground, under the sea of stars. One of the many cutting-edge orbits you guys are operating in secret, huh?
Indeed. Vern aided in its development, and the president of Calvert has given its use his tacit approval. As long as we continue reporting data on its usage, admittedly.
Sounds like him, all right. So, this is how you report to HQ without the risk of anyone listening in. Right, they're not using the orbital network, so the many eyes and ears on that friggin' thing are not privy to this.
That's correct. I don't believe communicating using Basel's orbital network to be safe at this point in time. As a Code E matter, the main AI in our headquarters will begin analysis and threat level determination as soon as it has received the proper data.
And again, so is this must not be the first time, but did Rosette come out here by herself and do it at some point in the past? What did Contra mean by again? Must make things easy just having a computer do everything for you.
Something about that just doesn't sit right with me.
You know what, Aaron? You're right to be scared of the AI revolution. iRobot is only a little bit of ways away. There's two sides to every coin, as the saying goes. Marduk ain't the only one whose tech level's off the charts. Hell, it's not even tech. It goes for martial arts, magic, and the like too. The Genesees and Almada aren't much different. But whether something's above board or not, it all comes down to how you choose to grapple with it. You should try and keep that in mind.
Sure. Loud and clear, Professor Arkwright.
Oh, he's got a voice line?
I was forced to grapple with that damn tyrant. I know what I'm doing on that front.
Yeah, I suppose you do. You don't mind me telling the other two all that's happened here, by the way.
By all means. Whether it's permitted under our company rules is a gray area. But that is the Arkwright Solutions way, isn't it?
It's so strange they would allow her to work with us. She is very allegiant to us. Look at that. Seems I can't stop rubbing off on people.
So I've noticed.
That's Van's bad influence. This is probably Fairy. No.
Good evening, everyone.
Did he figure out it was us?
I'm sorry for bothering you so late. I thought you would be in for the night by now.
But he can see that we're not. Oh, it's you. Wait. He may have seen the satellite from the observatory, yes. I was just calling to ask for your help with something. So over at the Institute not too long ago, Is this not about the... Got it. We're meeting at the main gate, right? We'll be there in 20. We should grab Small Fry on the way there. And these two...
The preparations are coming along nicely. And this is going to be fun.
Or should I say these three? I think the other dude was behind them.
Much as I wish we didn't have to leave most of the execution to that filthy worm.
Probably Callahan.
He is an overseer much like myself. I am sure he will play his role perfectly.
No, it's her, okay.
Just take care not to let the window of opportunity pass you by.
Who do you think you're talking to, puppeteer? As if I would fail.
You know what? And normally I kind of make fun of it because they haven't accomplished much, but that's only on the surface level. These people always, it doesn't matter if we blow literally everything up, somebody in the shadows will like steeple their fingers and be like, all according to plan, which I'm used to it by now. It's entertaining in the way they operate.
This battlefield will soon be an essential part of the preparations for our endgame.
Always is.
I will be looking forward to seeing what you can do as well, Golden One.
And she's got future party. She has future party member written all over her. Or dead. One of the two. There's no other outcome for her.
I shall do whatever my contract asks of me. Farewell for now.
All right. So, something's up with Katra, October 23rd, 10:05 p.m. All right. Another op without...
I'm glad you all came.
Yep. Hey there. Wait a sec. Haven't we met this chick? Yeah, it's the one you made all those crazy comments about. That's right! Earlier today!
I remember you too.
Finally gonna learn her name.
I wasn't aware that you had already met. This is Associate Professor Esmeralda, another one of Professor Hamilton's students.
That's Esmeralda. Very appropriate name. Associate Professor Esmeralda.
That's me. My full name is Esmeralda Archette.
Oh, okay. I thought Esmeralda and Archette were two different professors.
What a surprise. So you are the problem solvers I've heard so much about. And one of you is just too adorable.
Very. Aw. Ah!
Please, Essie, this isn't the time for that. I did tell her to go home, but she insisted on staying to help us.
Sure. Two big brains are better than none.
Why must you be so cold, Katra?
And then, so he calls her Essie, and he calls Cronkite by his first name. So yeah, he probably considers them siblings.
I could never abandon my little brother in his moment of need.
And it looks like it's mutual.
Little brother? We're just students under the same professor.
Oh, Katra, don't fight it.
What do you mean, just? Here's what you get for being so mean. Come here.
Stop that, please.
Aw. Man, think we could swap bodies for a sec, kiddo? Well, the more people familiar with this place that we have to show us around, the better. The bigger our group, the higher our chances of finding this intruder we're here for. An intruder! Ooh! That's true. I didn't see them directly, just to be clear. But Theo's sensors detected an unregistered individual entering the building. So they didn't use that stupid card to get in there? It's also worth considering that the security system used here is too advanced for just anyone to be able to slip through it. I would consider that this could be Theo's sensors malfunctioning, but as it is a drone based on Zypha technology, I very much doubt it. She's like, I'm not about to talk down on Calvardian tech. If this was that Erebonian or Liberlian or Crossbellin swill, then maybe. The reading is correct, I am sure. Ooh, somebody's using a Ramda. Well, let's see what we can do. Oh no, the Zypha can do that too, I think. We might find ourselves stumbling on clues we couldn't find earlier today if we're lucky. We're taking you two with us, but just be careful, okay? We'll be fine. We have Theo and Zeros with us after all. Let's get to work! Engaging search mode. Wouldn't kill us to be more tense here. So, we've got Katra here with us. Probably so that we can get used to our secondary healer. Oh, a nice little split. So I guess we were good to choose Aaron earlier because we're going with Fairy now. So it'll just be us three with whoever we go up against. The Institute is so moody at this time of night. There is no weirder feeling than going to your school after hours. Not college. College feels it feels much chiller, but high school, middle school, and elementary school, it feels like somebody is about to jump out and snatch you up. Talk about a liminal space. Oh, feeling scared? Of course not! A Kruger warrior would never be afraid of something like ghosts. That's cool. I really hate that personality type. Well, hate's a strong word. I just think it's so overused. I'm not remembering all the ghost stories I heard at school or anything. That would be silly. But at least Fairy is significantly younger than the characters who normally have this personality trait. Alright, alright. Small quantity of residual shards detected. There's shard residue? And there's no doubt in my mind that if they've been over there, Rosetta's detecting the same thing. Shards? Here? So someone used their Zypha here? Let's have a quick look around just in case.
That dining hall's a bit suspect, but first things first.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and investigate. That's all gonna be next time though, so definitely join me then for more Trails Through Daybreak. Bye for now, guys.
Machinations.